And once we start doing this 2 or 3 times, you're gonna get through that Google Meet and all that like a piece of cake. Watch.
I know how to do I'm gonna have Vic come on to the day and help me because I did a lot of Google Meets when I was doing some training. So that's why I actually went in the Google Meet and I tried to put that number in there, but it didn't pop up. I don't know what that.
Okay.
So I'm proficient with Google Meet. I've never created one.
Okay. Yeah, just work with Yvette and she'll help you. She'll help you. And then I think she's one of my subscriber. I'm not really sure. But just she'll show you how to whenever I come on live, it should your phone or your computer, whenever you're on the internet, it's gonna when you're on YouTube, I'm not really sure, but it's gonna tell you THCOD is going live, and that's when I'll be doing a class. Okay, because I get people like that all the time. Okay, sweetheart. So let's go to your dashboard.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's good. So you finished your last assignment that you finished. And how many assignments did you get through? Because I see that you did numbers, shape, and patterns. You did pretty good on that.
I think that's where I stopped.
That's where you stopped? Okay.
I got to whole numbers and operations.
Okay, very good. Now, do you see the next lesson where it says number properties?
Number properties. That's on the graph.
Look on your learning plan. Once you sign in and you say, yes, you're studying in a class, then it should have a big orange box that says start lesson.
Number properties, yeah.
Okay. So let's start the lesson there, okay?
Okay.
Oh, hey, dude. Welcome to the lesson about number properties. Oh, hey, dude. Welcome to the lesson about number properties. In this lesson, you'll learn about 3 properties of numbers. They are the commutative, associative, and distributive properties.
Okay, now did you hit your start button?
All right. It's no secret that this lesson is about number properties.
I'm trying to make me
That's the name of the lesson, right? But you might want to know what a number property is.
Okay.
Well, there are a lot of them. Number properties are just things that are always true about numbers. A property is something you have, like blue eyes or brown hair. Numbers have properties too. I'll show you about the 3 most important properties of numbers.
I'm just letting the video play it out.
Associative and distributive properties. Let me tell you
Okay.
I used one of the properties. These cool jeans were on sale for $37. I wanted to buy 4 of them. Thought I might as well. They normally cost over $50. I didn't have a calculator or a paper and pencil. I didn't know 4 times 37 by memory. What did I do? I used one of the properties to figure it out in my head. Let's go through the lesson and I'll show you how I did it.
Okay, so we hit the next video. And mind you, this is on the Essential Ed video. The Essential Ed video.
One of this lesson. There are really 2 commutative properties. One is the commutative property of addition. The other is the commutative property of multiplication. Don't worry, though. These are pretty basic. It's like this. Here's the commutative property of addition. It doesn't matter what order you add 2 numbers. It makes sense, right? I mean, 4 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 4. They're both equal to 9. Now look at it using letters. It says A plus B equals B plus A. That's it. You can add 2 numbers in any order. The other one is the commutative property of multiplication. It's a lot like the one for adding. It says the order you multiply numbers doesn't matter. Like 8 times 3 is 24, right? Well, so is 3 times 8. They're the same. Here it is using letters. It says A times B equals B times A. Simple, right? Try a problem for practice.
Okay, so this is,
I never really understood this. I didn't know that.
what is it?
I said I didn't realize that you was just doing the numbers, back. I always got stuck on these kind of problems.
Right. Yeah. So this is community property, and it can be done in any way, any fashion, because they're going to equal always the same. Okay. Yeah, sometimes we could race so much in school. We pay it. We become familiar with it, but we don't have a chance to let it soak into our minds.
Each choice shows the commutative property of multiplication.
Okay, so now it wants you to see which choice of these boxes that shows the commutative property of multiplication. Okay, and I'm going to write this on the board, and then so that way our YouTube viewers will have an opportunity to learn as well.
Okay.
Okay. Hope I got it. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute. Sound like you got the answer already.
I think I do.
Okay. So commutative property. Let me do a little talk for a minute.
Okay.
This is not a good marker here. Okay, and I don't know if my students could see that way up there. Let me turn on my light here. Okay. Community property and associative property. So today we're going to talk about commutative property. Okay. And we're going to talk about how you can recognize commutative property of multiplication. Okay, so this one doesn't write, so that one goes in the trash. Okay, there we go. Of multiplication. Okay, so we have choice A. Choice A says 4 times 5 equals 4 times 5. B says 4 times 5 equals 5 times 4. C says 4, this is like a plus 5 equals 5 times 4. And D says 4 times 5 equals 5 plus 4. Okay, so commutative property is either you can do this: A times B equals B times A. It still means the same thing. Okay, it's just a mirror image. It still means the same thing. Let me back my chair up out of the way here. And I'm on the YouTube thingy. Okay. So it still means the same thing. Okay. Now, sister, I'm going to have you to tell me which one do you think is the correct answer that gives the example of the commutative property of multiplication. Which one is it?
I think it's D.
You think it's D?
Mm-hmm.
D as in David?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think it's D as in David. Let me move this camera up a bit. Hold on just a minute, sister. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so why do you think it's D?
I think it's D because it's the exact same thing. It just flipped it around. For 4 times 5 equals 5 times 4.
Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so D says 4 times 5 equals 5 plus 4.
I thought that was time. I see time.
You say D or B? Look.
D. 4 times 5 equals 5 times.
Different. So you're absolutely correct. Your D is my B.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I had to kind of recognize it a little bit further than what you were saying. Your D is my B. However, what you said is correct. If it's 4 times 5 on this side, then if you flip it over, it is 5 times 4. So what this is a beginning to algebra. This is a beginning of operations and how you solve a problem in algebra. Because when you get ready to take a positive over to the equal side, the other side, that same number is going to turn into a negative. And sometimes when you're trying to resolve the right side of the equal sign, then if it's a positive on the left side, when you go to the right side to try to resolve a problem on the left side, then that number is going to turn into a negative. It's always about what side a positive and a negative is on. That when it goes from one side of the equal sign, it's going to turn into an opposite effect. An opposite effect. And that effect could be positive or that effect can be a negative. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let's go on to the next thing. I'm gonna move some of these heat warmers out of the way here. Okay, so I want you to hit your video there. And let's move on to the next subject.
The associative property.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me tell you about the associative property. Associate means to connect. You can think of this property as connected. Here's what I mean. Say there are 3 people in line at a store. The first 2 people start talking. That's like parentheses in a math problem. They're connected by talking. Then, say the last 2 people in line start talking. Now the parentheses go around them. It's still the same 3 people in the same order. You can say that they are equal. They're just grouped in a different way. Well, what does this have to do with numbers? Let me tell you. There are 2 associative properties. One is the associative property of addition. Here's an example. Look at this. 7 plus 3 in parentheses plus 5. The numbers 7 and 3 are associating with each other. It's just like the people in line at the store. You add them first because of the parentheses. You get 10. Then you add 5 and get 15. Now look at 7 plus 3 plus 5 in parentheses. It's the same 3 numbers in the same order. They're just grouped in a different way. You add 3 and 5 first and get 8. Then 7 plus 8 is 15. Both are the same, right? You get the same answer. This is the associative property of addition. If you are adding numbers, it doesn't matter which ones are in a group. Here's the property using letters. It says A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Now, let's look at the associative property of multiplication. What do you think that means? Here's an example. Look at 2 times 4 in parentheses times 6. 2 and 4 are associating with each other. You multiply them first. That's equal to 8. Then you multiply 8 and 6. You get 48. Now look at 2 times 4 times 6 in parentheses. It's the same numbers in the same order. They're just grouped in a different way. 4 and 6 are associating, so you multiply them first. That's just 24. Then 2 times 24 is 48. Again, both are equal. This is the associative property of multiplication. It doesn't matter which numbers are in a group when you multiply. Look at this property using letters. It says A times B times C is equal to A times B times C. Just remember that there are 2 associative properties. One is the associative property of addition. The other is the associative property of multiplication. It doesn't work for subtraction or division. But when you add or multiply, it's true. It doesn't matter how you group the numbers. You ready to try some problems?
Okay. So let's work on what we just went over in the video. Did you understand what just went on in the video?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So let me place another sheet on the board here. Okay. So we have associative property of addition. Okay, and then we have associative property of multiplication. Okay, basically, you're just learning to do what you need to do, understanding the math of how they're placed. Association is nothing more than they're the same thing, they're the same group of numbers, they're just placed a little different, and their functions will be a little different. Okay, so let's go back over the addition one that he just talked about today. Okay, so if I said 7 plus 3 plus 5 and 7 plus 3 plus 5, okay? Basically, these set of numbers are the same, okay? I wrote down what he just said on the video here, okay? I hope you caught it. But you can rewrite down. So put in parentheses 7 plus 3 in parentheses plus 5. And then on the other side, put 7 plus 3 plus 5 in parentheses. Okay? Hello?
I'm listening.
Okay. Okay. Now, they basically look the same in order. You have 7, you have 3, you have 5 on this side. You have 7, you have 3, you have 5 on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to kind of step back here and so you can get a full view of what I'm talking about on the board. Okay, now you're starting to work out PEMDAS in a slower fashion. Okay, we already did commutative property, so now we're going to do associative property. Okay, so right here in parentheses, what do you have in the first parentheses here on your paper? You should have the first set of parentheses, 7 plus 3 plus 5. What's in the parentheses?
Is this for me?
Yes.
Hold on. Because I didn't write it down. Sorry.
You need me to repeat the numbers?
Yep. I'm going to keep my pen. I thought I could remember right there. Hold on.
Okay, so write down 7 plus 3 in parentheses.
Okay.
7 plus 3 in parentheses. Then write plus 5. So you're going to write 7 plus 3 plus 5. And you're going to put 7 plus 3 in parentheses.
Okay.
Now, on the other side of that paper, kind of indent like 5 spaces over.
Okay.
You're going to write 7 plus 3 plus 5 in parentheses. So 3 plus 5 is going to be in parentheses. So the problem that I'm reading to you is 7 plus 3 plus 5.
So 7 plus, for the last one is 7 plus, and 3 plus 5 gonna be incorrect.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So now you see it. This is associative properties. This is like they're associating themselves differently, but they're the same set of numbers. Do you see that? They look just alike, except the first set of numbers has 7 plus 3 in parentheses. And the second problem to your right is going to have 7 plus 3 plus 5 with 3 plus 5 as parentheses. Okay? So, now you're going to work out what's in parentheses first. Okay, what's in parentheses first? Remember that we have PEMDAS, and I'm going to write that down real quickly. Please, you can't see that. Okay. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEMDAS. 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 That's all what this is. It's just an introduction to teach you how to work number operations. Okay? So the first operation is PEMDAS. Is parentheses. Parentheses. That's inside of PEMDAS. So this associative property is teaching you how to work and see things first in parentheses. Okay? So now, what do you see? The problem to your left, what do you see first in parentheses?
7 plus 3.
Okay, so write 10 underneath that.
Okay.
And you're going to automatically bring down the plus 5. Okay, now go to the problem to the right of your paper. The 3 plus 5, how much is that?
8.
Okay, so you're going to write 8 under here, and you're going to automatically bring down the plus sign and the 7. Okay? Now, what is 10 plus 5?
15.
15. It is 15. Okay, what is 7 plus 8?
15.
15. Okay, very good. So now you see that the numbers are associated differently according to what's inside the parentheses, but it's the functions, it's the order of how you work in that. And the first order of this associative properties is looking to see what's in parentheses first. That's all it wants you to do, is pay attention to what's in the parentheses first. You got it?
Got it.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give you another one later, but we're going to move on to the multiplication one. Okay? All right. So let's look at the commutative property. I'm sorry. Associative property of multiplication. All right. So let's write with me. Parentheses 2 times 4 parentheses times 6. That should be to the left of your paper. 2 times 4 times 6. All right. Now, on this side of the paper, you should have 2 times parentheses 4 times 6. Okay? Let me know when you're finished.
I'm done.
Okay. So to the left of your paper, you should have 2 times 4 times 6. What should be in parentheses?
2 times 4.
Very good. To the right of your paper, you have 2 times 4 times 6. What do you have in parentheses?
4 times 6.
Very good. Now, as you can tell, these numbers are sequenced the same. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. It's just the only difference is the parentheses are around a different set of numbers. Are you seeing that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now, what is 2 times 4?
2 times 4 is 8.
Okay, now automatically bring down the time number, the X, and automatically bring down the 6. Okay, now let's go to the other side. What's in the parentheses over here?
4 times 6.
What is 4 times 6?
24.
24, very good. Bring automatically down the X, bring automatically down the 2. Okay?
Yeah.
What is 6 times, let's go back to the left paper, left side. What is 6 times 8?
48.
48. Okay, 48. Now, going back to the right side of the paper, what is 2 times 24?
48.
48. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, now we're going to do some, I'm going to make up some practice problems on the board. Give me a few minutes. I got to tear another sheet off. Okay. Write down 27 plus 3 plus 6. And then on the other side,
Wait. 24 plus
no,
3,
27
27
plus 3 plus 6.
Okay.
And then on the other side of your paper, 5 spaces over, I want you to write 27 plus 3 plus 6. Okay, that's one problem. Now come down halfway on your sheet. That's going to be your addition. So label that as your addition. Come down halfway on your sheet, and I want you to write multiplication.
Okay.
Okay, 6 times 8 times 3. And on the other side, repeat the same sequence. 6 times 8 times 3. Now, what should be in parentheses for the addition part, and I think I forgot to tell you, go back up to the addition. 3 plus 6 on the left side should be in parentheses. You got it? And on the right side of the paper, 27 plus 3 should be on in the parentheses. Okay? Coming down here, it's multiplication. 8 times 3 should be in parentheses.
8 times. Okay.
And 6 times 8 should be in parentheses.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So on the test, is it going to show you what's in parentheses?
Yes, it's going to show you. It's an automatic given. It's not a guessing game where you got to guess which one should be in parentheses. Just like I just made up these problems, and I told you what needs to be in parentheses.
Okay.
They're going to have problems just like that. You're not going to have to sit there and figure out which one should I put parentheses brackets on. No, it's going to already be written that way.
Okay.
Okay? The thing of it is, you have to know what to do when you see it.
Okay.
So I don't want you to think so hard and so deep. Oh, how do I figure out these parentheses and what goes where? No. The problem is going to be written just the way I told you.
Okay.
However they choose to write it, the parentheses are going to already be chosen. You just need to know how to work it.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So I'm going to give you you about 2 minutes. It should be pretty easy because you caught on to the first one. You finished? Okay. So tell me how to resolve the problem to your left. How to solve that. Tell me, how did you solve it?
How I solved it was I added 27 plus 3 equals 27 plus 3 equals 30. I came down and dropped my plus 6, and my answer was 36. I came to the right. I added 3 plus 6 equals 9. I came out and dropped the 27 plus equals 36.
Very good. Very good. Now, you caught on to that. You see how it is?
I did.
You caught on to that. Okay. So remember, I'm going to give you a pop quiz on this maybe later today or maybe later in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's do multiplication. Tell me how you work it. Which one did you work out? Tell me how you did it.
Went to the left. I multiplied 6 times 8. Came up with the answer 48. I dropped the times 3. 48 times 3 is 144. I came to the right. I multiplied 8 times 3, which is 24. I dropped the 6 times. Total comes out to be 24 times 6 equals 144.
Very good. Now, it sounds like you have your confidence. That's the only thing you need to do is that once you understand it, that's why I teach the way that I do. People see problems like this and they get nervous. And you're overthinking it. And it's not hard. If the teacher breaks it down and tell you it's not hard, you're overthinking it. Okay? It's just the same sequence of numbers. It's just what is in parentheses. That's all there is. Let me try you with one more set of numbers, okay? And then I have a doctor's appointment to go to. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Sounds like you're enjoying this class so far now.
Yeah, I think I understand. I never, that I work with some parentheses first.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to give you some alphabets, okay? I'm going to give you some alphabets.
Okay.
You know what? No, let me stick with what you know because I think that'll be a bit too much. Let's do one more set of addition. Let's do another set of addition here. Okay. Let's do 36 plus 19 plus 48. And then we're going to do 36 again plus 19 plus 48. Now, the first set, I want you to put 19 and 48 in parentheses. The second set, I want you to put 36 and 19 in parentheses. Okay? Now, for multiplication, we're going to do 9 times 7 times 18. 9 times 7 times 18. First set, I want you to put 7 times 18. Second set, I want you to put 9 times 7 in parentheses. Do you need me to repeat myself?
9 times 7. So the first set should be 9 times 7 times 18 with 7 times 18 in parentheses.
Uh-huh.
The second one should be 9 times 7 in parentheses times 18.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me know when you're done. You got it?
Yeah, I got the. Okay. Okay, I got it.
Okay. So let's look at what is the first problem you resolved?
'Addition. 19 plus 48
Uh-huh.
equals 67. I
Okay.
came down and dropped 36 plus. My total came out to be 103. I came to the right, 36 plus 19 is 55. I dropped the plus 148. I'm sorry, dropped plus 48. My total came out to be 103.
Very good. Very good. Okay, multiplication. Tell me, how did you resolve it?
I multiplied 7 times 18. I got the total of 126. Dropped the 9 times. Total equals 1136. The second one, 9 times 7 is 63. I dropped the times 18. Total comes out to be 1136. 1134.
Okay, so it's 1134 for both of them.
Yeah, 1134. I'm sorry.
Okay, very good. Very, very good. So now you understand associative properties.
Yeah.
Now you understand associative properties. I am so, so proud of you. And I'm glad to know that you're learning math without fear. That is the main goal of my teaching, is to teach you not to have fear of what you want to learn. That's all. It's just a piece of cake. And I take my time with you to understand how you think and why you think the way you do and why you see things the way you do. And then I help you correct it. Okay? All right. This is good. So I want you to continue doing the rest of your assignment on your software.
Okay.
And then I got a bunch of stuff I got to do all day today. So we'll probably meet up in 2 a.m. in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, we've had a lot of death lately in the last couple of months. So when my phone rang, I was like, oh my God, who's sick now? What happened?
Yeah.
And then I got you programmed in my phone, and when I seen your